This is Rustin with Metalholic Magazine. I'm sitting here with Jason from Saving Abel. How are you doing, man?
I'm doing fine, sir. Yourself?
I'm doing wonderful. How's the tour going so far?
Doing good. We've been back out about a week and a half. Had some really good shows, man. Got some good bands with us.
Right.
We just left 10 years behind. I think they're going to take a few days off. And, of course, the bands that we have with us now are doing really well at radio and everything. So people are coming out. We're having a good time.
Yeah, it's a good tour. You guys just wrapped a tour with Hinder, right?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. We were out with those guys before Christmas. We took a break. Then we come back and hit the road again with them. And I think we stayed out about a month and a half with them this time.
Right, nice. And now, you guys just released the third single, I believe, from Miss America, which was the title cut?
The title track, yeah, Miss America. I think we're in a soft launch. I don't think it's actually went hard yet, but getting some really good feedback on that too. We just got the final cut on our video for the song. As we were talking before we started rolling, we had the chance to do a lot of stuff with USO.
Right.
And we were in Qatar, Kuwait, and Iraq for a couple of weeks, and we got a lot of really good footage and everything. And I'm happy to see that video come out. I think people will really like it. So.
Right. Now, after the first album came out, you guys did a live EP, and then you did the second album. My understanding is, though, you've already got a third one coming out this year?
You know, everybody has been saying that, but I think they're just confused.
That's just a rampant rumor.
Yeah, Addicted stayed on. You know, we really didn't even have to release another single on the first record because Addicted just was reoccurring and in playlists and things like that. So we rolled that record out for over 2 years.
Right.
And it's you know, when we put this other record out, I think people in their minds think that we should have 3 records by now.
Right.
You know, because you know, I see a lot of bands doing it now, like Buck Cherry, you know, putting a record out every year, you know, and things of that nature. So, but no immediate plans for a new record at this point.
So all the rumors you're hearing on the internet are false. Stop believing everything you see on the internet.
Exactly.
So now you guys did just do one of those live recording things at your Boston show, I believe it was?
We did that for Abbey Road.
Right.
Yeah. I have yet to hear the final product on it, but that was kind of exciting because, you know, we all grew up watching things like Abbey Road and Austin City Limits and, you know, shows like that. So we were really psyched about doing that.
So now when is that going to come out for people to get a hold of it? Because I know the fans at the show were able to take it home that night.
I think that they did get a couple, and you know, we may have a CD on the bus. I just hadn't made it around to finding it and listening to it yet. But to answer your question, I really don't know. I would think that it's out by now because that's been several weeks ago.
Okay, because I haven't been able to find it anywhere. I was like, where's the damn thing?
We actually were supposed to do that Groundhog Day, and the show got canceled because of weather. And that was the day that our bus caught on fire in Clifton Park, New Jersey. So I remember that well now.
So the bus caught on fire. How did that happen?
The engine compartment fire. We don't know really what happened, but we did, you know, Google some stuff and just, you know, see if it ever happened to anybody before. And Jamie Johnson, the country artist, his bus burnt this past week, and you know, I read several things, and that's usually where those fires start at, is in the engine compartment.
So it wasn't because Scott was up in the middle of the night making a guacamole burger or something.
No.
Started a grease fire.
The one thing they did question us about was we had a thing of spiced rum in the living quarters up front, in the front lounge is what we call it. And we had literally took a napkin and some, what we call, it's like what you guys use, duct tape.
Right.
We call it gaff tape. It's a little bit different tape we use for stage. But that was our lid for it. So they wanted to know what we were doing with Molotov bombs.
Well, you're from Mississippi. That's where you guys put the band together and everything. And you got a lot of the southern flavor in your sound, obviously. It goes without saying, hell, it's in your voice. So.
Exactly.
But are you guys, you just talking about Jamie Johnson, are you fans of country music at all? Or?
We all have our people that, you know, country artists and different artists that we like and we get into. And that's one of the newest country artists that I think that we all agree on that we can pop in and, you know, and enjoy, you know. And, you know, somebody like Kenny Chesney, I'm not a huge fan of just because I don't like his voice, but he does have some great songs and things like that. And if it comes on the radio, I don't turn it, you know. And, you know, for that being said, you know, I've got stuff in my, you know, iPhone from Prince, the Purple Rain record, to old Johnny Cash, to, you know, Keith Urban and things of that nature. So.
Yeah. And well, you know, nowadays most country is sort of like 70s rock was.
That's exactly the way I see it.
Yeah. And but when I was listening, revisiting Miss America today, I got down to "I Need You" and
probably thinking about Mississippi Moonshine.
Yeah, no, I Need You and Hell of a Ride, and I was actually listening to it and I'm going, you know, this is almost like some of the modern country with a little more testosterone.
Yeah, yeah. We did that. We did that on purpose on this record and the last record. We tried to do something that that anybody, any age, could listen to, and maybe if they didn't like Addicted, maybe there was something else on that record that they liked. And we did that well with this record. We had a song like New Tattoo, and then we had a song like Beautiful Day, and now we have a song like I Need You, and then of course Miss America, which is just rock and roll all the way. So
a little bit of everything in there.
Exactly.
And it's nice in general in music now that we sort of genre bend, if you will, but it's still disheartening to see so many people, oh, this kind of music sucks or that kind of music sucks, instead of just taking the music for what it is. So. Right. Now, I saw an interview that you guys did with, God, what was it? Shave Magazine. How did you guys end up doing a rock band doing an interview with Shave Magazine?
What is Shave Magazine?
Exactly. I'm like...
I'm not being rude. I really don't know.
You guys did an interview with them, and I think it was Canada. I'm not sure, but I was like, what are they doing in this? It's almost like the equivalent of GQ up there or something,
well,
I guess.
We did. I did an interview personally when we first got started. And of course, they were just throwing stuff at us left and right, but it was actually for a men's health magazine. Mm-hmm. And they were asking me, what I did to stay in fit. And I'm like, how does this? What does this have to do with rock and roll? So I'm basically in Men's Health magazine saying I don't do shit other than smoke weed and drink liquor.
Let's see, I drink, I smoke, I sleep with random women, and no.
I'm keeping really fit.
I don't do anything to exercise except get on the stage and sweat my ass off every night. So, what was the other thing I wanted to ask you about? Oh, you guys did that little thing on the Right Network.
That was fun. I remember that.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Of course, that's a thing that Kelsey Grammer hosts or whatever. And we were in LA, I think, shooting the video for Stupid Girl, only in Hollywood. And it's one of those, whenever you're in New York or LA, you're doing press. I mean, if you've got 5 minutes to squeeze in, you're going to go over here to this other building and do it. But we went in and it was just one of those things that, we got up and we're like, I'm so tired, I just want to sleep. When we got there, we had a really good time with it,
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys had a lot of fun doing it. It was sort of like all the things that, and when I first went to look at it, I think this is going to be all the serious stuff, all the things that's wrong with the world, like green M&Ms. And every once in a while, Scott or somebody else would like throw something serious in the background. It's like, no, we're not talking about that.
Yeah.
But seriously speaking, though, getting outside of music for just a minute, are there things going on right now in the world that the band talks about a lot that kind of weigh heavy on you guys' mind?
I mean, you have things that just happen like the tsunami in Japan, and you just think, all those people, and you try to put yourself in those people's shoes, and you end up oftentimes do, because we've had things, happen here in America that are similar to that, and so, but it's just, whatever's on the news. I mean, we kind of stay current, we, keep up with things like that, and plus you're on a bus sometimes 6 to 7 hours a night or day, doing these drives, and so there's nothing really to do but sit there and watch the news.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that was one of the things I was going to ask you. When you guys are on these non-stop tours, what do you sort of do to keep your sanity?
We have television, direct TV, we have internet capabilities on the bus. Right. I personally keep a PlayStation 3 in my bunk because I can do my Blu-ray, I can watch movies, and because we all have the little bunk TVs, little 7-inch TVs that are bunks. And I just wandered in a place the other day and bought an original Nintendo and like 15 games. So
oh wow!
Night before last, we had Tecmo Bowl out, double dribble. But I did learn something. You can't use duck hunt. You can't use anything with a gun on a plasma or LED or LCD TV because it works off of the actual picture tubes inside the TV. So I found that out after purchasing my Nintendo.
So you guys have just learned something.
Yes.
So that's what we're here for. And outside of music, obviously, because that's your true passion and everything, what are you personally passionate about? What really gets... what are you into besides music? I'm
a huge family guy. I love my family, my mom and dad, my brothers and sisters. I've got 2 little boys. I've got one that's turning 5 months. I'll be married 2 years this coming June. So at home, I try to, take what time I have and spend, going to see my mom, and she knows how to get me down there. She cooks pinto beans and cornbread and some hog jaw and fatback, and I'm making a beeline to Mom's house. But I've got a Harley at home. I like to ride. I'm big into cars. I just bought a '72 Dodge Challenger. I'm having it restored. I've got a '67 Ford that I'm going to make a rat rod out of. I've got a little Porsche, so when I'm home, I'm washing cars and doing things of that nature, mowing the yard, cleaning up my shed.
It's regular down-home stuff.
Just enjoying life,
Yeah, I was talking to somebody the other day who wants to be a cook whenever his rock career's done. He wants to be a professional cook, and I was talking to just DC from iEmpire.
Yeah.
And he's totally into fantasy baseball, so
Yeah.
I always think it's interesting to find out what people are into outside of what they're normally doing.
Well, I'm the cook at home when I'm home. I love to cook. That's another thing. And I'm not talking about just grilling. I love to, fire up the stove and cook.
What's your best dish?
Well, man, it's hamburgers. I just make the best hamburgers that I've ever had,
So what do you do that's different than everybody else?
One thing is I don't make real thick burgers. I grew up going to like these community centers when I was young, and they would always have like music, bluegrass, and things like that. And I learned from this old guy, but he would take just lean ground beef and just, paper thin,
Right.
and then I take a little bit of barbecue seasoning and a little bit of just hamburger seasoning that you can get off the shelf. And a little bit of garlic powder. And I just sprinkle it across on one side, and I don't cook with any grease or anything. I just throw it in and let the meat simmer in its own juices.
There you go.
Yeah.
See, all the stuff we learned from Saving Abel. All right, so before we get out of here, is there anything else that you want to say to the fans?
No, we've got some exciting things coming up. I can't give you everything right now, but we are shooting a 3D video on a military base.
Right.
We're going to finish up this tour that we're on now. I've heard about several tours that are out there, Three Doors Down, Cedar.
Right.
We would be happy, lucky, blessed to get on any of those. So hopefully something like that will come. And other than that, we're just going to ride this record out. Like I said, we're into our third single, and hoping to maybe do 2 more singles off this record.
It's a great record. You got plenty of stuff to work with.
I think so, and we were really proud of it. For us to have recorded it in the time and write the songs in the time that we were allowed, I think we did really well. But no, man, I just want to say thank you to all the fans. Buying the records and spending the money and coming to the shows, that keeps us on the road so we can keep doing what we do. And we couldn't be more appreciated.
I appreciate it, Jason.
Yes,
Thanks
sir.
a lot.
We're addicted to all the